Item number 20190044, an ordinance to rescind resolution number 6392, providing supporting authorization to endorse a waiver from the geometric standards regarding lot arrangement. Mr. Hogan.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. This is an ordinance to rescind resolution 6329, which granted a waiver to a major subdivision requirement, which is a requirement that's not allowed by code to be waived. The waiver provides for not dedicating a street right-of-way and not dedicating the street within the right-of-way, but keeping private ownership of it, but dedicating all utilities in servitudes. As I stated, that's not allowed within the codes to be waived. The ordinance tonight is to rescind that resolution, being that it does not comply with our codes that we were put up here to enforce and uphold, and ask y'all support.
Thank you, Mr. Hogan. This is a public hearing for item number 20190044. If anyone here would like to speak on behalf of this item, please come up and do so now. As always, please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Milton Alamo Hornville. You know, this is a very interesting development here. If the Smiths, who I'm assuming is going to build homes here, you know, it assumed us to us, wanted a private subdivision, they just went about it wrong, backwards. It was after the fact. I don't think anybody in the parish cares if they have their own private subdivision. But they developed a subdivision under our subdivision rules and regulations, and then decided, when the whole project was complete, that it no longer met their requirements or what they would like to see. We have no provisions in our laws, in our subdivision laws, that allows that. I think what this ordinance does is gives this council the opportunity to straighten this out. If it was the desire of the Smiths to have a private street, which is okay by most people, they should have made arrangements to put the infrastructure somewhere else, not under the street. State law does not allow public funds to be spent on private property, and that's what's going to happen going forward. Every piece of infrastructure that's under that street that will be maintained by this parish going forward will be done on private property. The only exception to that rule, that law, is that if it's for the betterment of the community as a whole. And we all know that's not what's going to happen. It's only going to benefit a handful of people. So when this was written, I'm not sure why it was done, but it's wrong. And this gives this council an opportunity to correct this. The subdivision was completed, and they came back and asked for a separate waiver. Was that the word? The street was built to parish standards with the cul-de-sac. I heard someone on this council say that there was no cul-de-sac, but there is. So Mr. Hogan's correct. We need to straighten this out. What's going to stop every family subdivision in this parish, and we have more than one or two, that's already in place, are the ones coming requesting family subdivisions in the future? What's to stop them from asking for the same setup? They put in the road. They on the road. And me and every other taxpayer in this parish pays for their infrastructure forever. This needs to be fixed. This is a bad, bad deal. We're going down the wrong road with our planning and zoning. Now, everybody likes to make exceptions and, you know, we kind of push the issues, but let's stay within the bounds of our rules.
Sorry.
This was done wrong. It needs to be fixed. Fix it, please. Thank you.
This is a public hearing for 20190044. If anyone in the audience would like to come up and speak on behalf of this item, please come up and do so now. Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Council discussion. Mr. Gibbs.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have a whole lot to say about this. I think everybody knows where I stand. I just want to remind everyone that this has already failed in resolution. Mr. Hogan decides to bring it up in an ordinance. I don't think it's necessary, and I certainly cannot support this, and I ask for you guys to not support it as well. Thank you.
Any more council discussion? Mr. Hogan.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. This did not fail in a resolution. Resolution was tabled. As I stated, this is it's in violation of the codes that we were put in place, that were put in place, and we were put up here to uphold and enforce. And to allow this, which would end up being a private subdivision, which a private subdivision is fine. It's just that when you get to the property line, all utilities beyond that point needs to be private. You put in a water meter, a backflow preventer and a water meter, and you let them handle their water. They tie their sewer lines into our sewer system, no problem. They tie their drain lines into our system, no problem. They put up their own street lights. They call energy and they set up a meter. That's the way you do it. To put the burden on the public to be responsible for maintaining public utilities within a private development is wrong. It's not in the public's best interest, and I ask for your support.
Ms. Cluley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Is this subdivision complete at this point? Anybody?
They have not come in for dedication of any infrastructure at this point. All that was done with the previous council action was approving the waiver to allow one of the lots to be created without frontage on a street.
So this ordinance is not very timely for what is in front of us.
I have no judgment on that. I'm just telling you what we did before.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Benedetto. Mr. Fauché.
I'll just reiterate, yes, it's not complete. We have been doing the inspections. All of the wastewater, water, and road structures are all being built to public standards, to our criteria. I do believe the Smiths decided to gate off the road. They are dedicating utilities and the servitudes. We will have to use the road to access the utilities, but they are clearly on a servitude that is being dedicated to the parish.
Thank you, Ms. Fauché. Thank you, Ms. Fauché. Seeing no additional council discussion, please cast your votes. That fails with Mr. Woodruff, Ms. Benedetto, and Mr. Hogan voting yay. You pressed the wrong button. And reconsider your vote.
Just verbally, I'd like to reconsider the nay. I'm sorry.
You as well? Mr. Woodruff as well. So that fails with Mr. Hogan voting yay.